before we even get started, huge shout out to my good friend Sabas, aka Famous Hydra on Instagram and YouTube. This box was sent mistakenly to his house. He was a part of one of my giveaways, gave him a free knife, and for whatever reason, Blade HQ shipped to him instead of my primary address. It's very professional about it, went ahead and got my stuff back in a very quick time. So thank you, Sabas. I appreciate you very, very much, brother. But anyways, I'm excited, so let's get it. What is up, guys? Whew, I'm bad at that. How you doing today, folks? Now, first off, before we get started, we're doing a $1,000 giveaway for 1,000 subscribers, so definitely stay tuned for that one. Now, what we have here is a unboxing slash first impression slash giveaway of the WE Knives Banter, as well as the S35vn extra thin G10 S35vn variant, which is a Blade HQ exclusive. Now, these knives, as they currently sit, are currently going to be a part of the Apex Pass Around group, which I'm very lucky to be a part of. Big shout out to you, Blade Banter, for the invitation. Now, I purchased these knives with my own money, specifically to go around the Pass Around group, and also to be able to get given away to you lovely folks. Now, if you are interested in winning either of these knives, all you're going to have to do is go ahead and comment below your favorite YouTube channel. You cannot pick mine. This is not about supporting my own channel. This is about giving awareness to other channels, preferably much smaller channels, in an effort to spread community awareness of other knife creators and content creators as a whole. Now, as I stated previously, these are currently going to be a part of the Apex Pass Around group, so once all the other channels have checked them out, currently the list is, I think, 9 people. These will then go up for giveaway. That might take a few weeks, might take a few months. I'm honestly not sure, but I definitely will take care of you folks, so just be patient. And again, comment below with your favorite content creator. Now, first things first, let's talk about the WE Knives Banter. Oh. My immediate first impressions of this knife are, this is very small. This for me is a 2-finger knife, almost a 3-finger knife, but somehow it's actually still pretty comfortable. So even though this is kind of a weird looking, kind of fish looking knife, Ben really thought this one through, and I'm quite surprised. Actually, I take that back. This weird looking fish knife, which is designed by Ben, is designed by someone that actually really gives a damn about the community. So I'm not surprised at all that I took the time to really make some way to have it fit everyone's hand comfortably and fit this very unique aesthetic piece that almost kind of how Spyderco does it, where they're all weird-ass looking knives, but they all fit very well on your hand. This is a weird-ass looking knife, but it fits very well in my hand. And I like my little guppy. That's my attempt at a fish noise. I don't know how fish talk, so deal with it. As far as the action goes, as you can see, it flicks out. It kind of feels assisted. Great action. It does not drop down immediately. It does require a shake, but you can flick it out and Spidey flick it. And again, it does drop down, which requires a little bit of a shake. This thing is pretty trippy, actually. Now, this is a knife, so it needs to cut. And it definitely cuts. Oh yeah. Very solid edge geometry. And very sharp from the factory. Now, let's take a moment to touch on the overall fit and finish of this knife. Now, I like G10, but G10 has a problem of being over-texturized sometimes, and it gives this weird feeling. A lot of the Blade HQ Sprints do that. A lot of the Spydercos in general kind of do that. And over time, the G10 wears into where it fits well, but out of the box, it's not really ideal. This has that perfect amount of grip to where it's not going to go anywhere, but it's also not going to tear up your pocket. It really is honestly perfect as far as G10 from the factory goes. Very, very impressive. We also have a very nice deep carry clip, and this knife overall, with its very diminutive weight, size, and stature and thickness, just disappears in the pocket. I forget that I'm carrying this knife, which is always a good thing. We are at 2.9 ounces. This glare makes it look like 88 ounces. I assure you that's not what it is. 2.9 ounces, very lightweight for this type of knife, and it fits fantastically in the hand. Now, the balance point for this knife sits about 1/4 inch above the clip, which normally is less than ideal, but for this size of knife and the way this is designed, this balance point is absolutely perfect. Like, so far, everything about this knife. Now, this knife is very black, so it might be kind of hard to capture this on camera, but there's this perfect amount of jimping on the actual liner lock that allows you to get it just fine. There's no real cutout for the liner, everything is pretty smooth, though this does protrude just a little bit, and that tiny amount allows you to disengage it reliably every single time. There really is so many attention to details to this knife that just makes it honestly very, very impressive. Now, there's two things about this knife I really want to highlight. One, the minimal hardware. Like, look at that. That's so clean, so aesthetically pleasing, so basic. And then here you have the pivot, which has WE on it. But this is obviously a WE knife, so rather than putting that branding on the blade, the presentation blade is completely clean. On the opposite side, you have a very small S35vn, so you know what steel you have, as well as Ben's logo, which is what is up, guys. Also, every time I say that, I sound like Sloth from the Goonies. I promise I'm not trying to mock Ben, just comes off that way for whatever reason. As far as ergonomics and my size 2XL hands, they're actually pretty solid. This is definitely a knife that is too small for me personally, so it's not designed for someone with my size of hands. That being said, it's still comfortable, which is, again, kind of incredible. So before I give my overall first impression score, look at this. This is where the banter comes from, and it's just simple, basic, little kind of like New Times Roman font. Not overly billboardy, not super loud. Like, this is absolutely classy as all hell, and I love it. Also, as you can see, this fits very well into the basic EDC piece. I will say, though, the PM2 looks huge compared to the banter. But in my opinion, the banter, it's kind of a better knife. It just feels better in my hands, and I just like it more than the PM2, which is a classic for a reason. You know, it's a very old school knife that has stood the test of time. So, Ben, I think you hit it out of the park with this one, man. This might be your first design, but I do not see it being your last, and this thing is really impressive. With all that being said, though, I'm going to give this knife 2 scores. Now, in my size 2XL hands, this knife is a 6. It's not bad by any means. It's actually very, very good, but it does have problems that I think will only be in my size of hands. Now, if you have size large hands, medium hands, small hands, I would give this knife a 10. Like, it's not meant for somebody with my size of mitts, but if you are who it is meant for, this knife is fantastic. Big shout out to you, Ben. You did a fantastic job, brother. I wanted to like this piece, but I don't like it. I love it. Again, it's not for me personally, but I appreciate and understand what you were trying to do so well, and you did it so well. You knocked it out of the park, brother. On the odd chance you actually watch this video, just know that I love you, the community loves you, and I love this knife, and you did a killer job. Now, as far as the first impression with the Elementum, this is going to be very brief. It's supposed to be much thinner behind the edge and an amazing slicer, and that's definitely the case. There's no resistance at all. You can just drag it through very slow, and it goes through very clean. No drag at all. The S35vn is obviously going to be much better steel than the standard D2 and a few other ones that they had. If you are a fan of the G10, kind of natural G10 look to it, I actually really, really like it. Similar to the banter, the texturing on the scales is absolutely perfect. Not too much, not too little. Overall, a very solid piece. Whoever happens to win this knife, I have no doubt they will love it. We also have a very nice deep carry pocket clip. All the hardware is blacked out, as well as the actual blade, so you get a perfect kind of black and jade appearance, which is very, very nice. There's also kind of a smoke wash coating on the blade. It's not by any means super pronounced, but it's definitely there. And is overall a very clean design. I am not a huge fan of the Elementum because of the size of the knife. However, as far as the action goes, the price tag and the fit and finish and everything else, it's a great knife. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of fingers sticking off. So it's not for me personally, and even if I use the finger choil, I'm still like this. So it's not my type of knife, but to be very clear, it is still a fantastic knife, and it is a great knife, and I've owned 4 so far, and given them away to different friends of mine. So definitely is a solid piece. I will do a review on this one in the coming months, probably after it gets back from the pass around group. But for right now, solid piece. My first impressions of this knife, which to be fair isn't really first impressions, because I've been using these off and on for months, is honestly going to be, again, 2 scores. For me personally, a 4. I have very large hands. It does not fit perfectly in my hands. That being said, for what it is, it's not going to be a 10, but it's definitely a solid 9.5. Overall, a great knife. Sorry for the rapid fire review on this one, folks, but I don't want to make this a long video. Nothing against other reviewers, but most knife content that is 20 minutes and longer, I can't watch it. I try so hard to finish it, and I just can't manage it, so I wanted to make this as fast as possible. So anyways, folks, take care. And I love you all. Also, why is there a Benchmade sticker in a box full of Wii knives? That made no sense to me at all. I feel like they're just trying to get clout, and they're just throwing stickers and everything. So anyways, as always, folks, I love you all. Have a good day, morning, noon, or night, whatever you are doing. Take care. Have a good one, and bye.